The truth about selling your home during the holidays. Should you or shouldn't you? Welcome to the St. George Real Estate Morning Drive. Jeremy Larkin here with
Jesse Paul.
One Paul, that's all. P-O-L-L. We'd like to talk about that. Should we or shouldn't we list our home during the holidays? I don't know. Should or shouldn't folks even be out in the market buying a home during the holidays? Or should they just be warming their hands near a fire with chestnuts roasting? I don't know. I don't even know what chestnuts actually are. Jesse, do you know?
I don't think I've ever had one.
Chestnuts. Okay, I won't do it. All right.
Hey,
there
you
you
should
go.
bring that old song back. You remember when you sang that a couple years ago?
What did I say? What old song?
Wasn't it Chestnuts Roasting on the Open Fire? What's the name of that song?
What song? I don't know what song. I don't even know how you
A couple years ago, you were testing your vocals and sent a song out.
Oh, that's hilarious. Maybe I should do that. Let's do it, man. We'll do it. We'll do it. You're great, dude.
Yeah, it was good.
Thank you, man. Voice for radio. Guys, real estate groups like the National Association of Realtors, known as NAR, N-A-R, are always pushing agents to encourage sellers to list during the holidays.
Yeah.
Right. Correct?
Yep.
It's this, hey, 7 reasons, 10 reasons, 11 reasons. We're actually going to break it down today. But they're encouraging people to sell during the holidays. And today we're going to separate fact from fiction so folks can make their own decisions based on actual data.
Right.
Right. Jesse, let's start here. All right. I want to talk about what happens to the real estate market during and after the holidays. And I want to look at, Jesse is a resident data analyst. This dude is very good at this. And I want to talk about actual data, and I want to talk about anecdotal data, meaning anecdotal evidence, like what's actually happening in our office.
Okay.
Right. And we're going to get to that. Right. But look, as a matter of fact, Jesse, maybe I'd say this. Are buyers out there right now buying real estate?
Absolutely. There are.
Yeah, we've kind of been shocked when we hopped on the phone this morning. We're actually really shocked about how many sellers are doing what?
Listing their homes.
Yeah. Yeah, we noticed at the very end of November that actually, Jesse, it started way before, right? It started way before. But since probably September, August, there has been a massive increase. And then Thanksgiving week, we hopped on the phone and, what'd you say to me that morning about sellers listing their homes?
It's like there's so many listing their homes right now.
We thought everyone was just like trying to get extra sleep so they could Black Friday shop, right?
Jeez. Yeah, it's pretty intense how many listings we see going live right now.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this anecdotally, guys, because I'm going to reverse my order. The Larkin Group, for instance, in our world, just like if someone came to us and said, well, what's happening out there? Well, I can tell you what's happening inside our world. When I looked at the data between November 24th and December 31st, we were going to help. And it depends always on how transactions close, because transactions can get delayed because there was an inspection problem or a financing issue or who knows. But we were looking at 15 to 18 transactions closing. Clients of ours that we're working with buying or selling a home between the 24th of November, which is the Monday before Thanksgiving, and December 31. 15 to 18 families. That's just us.
Yeah.
Jesse, let's talk about this. Let's go back to December. Let's look at 3 years of data.
Okay.
All right. By the way, Jeremy Larkin with the St. George Real Estate Morning Drive. I don't know what we call it anymore. And Jesse Paul, and we are with the Larkin Group, Keller Williams Realty. It's our legal disclaimer. We help people like you manage your wealth in real estate. So Jesse, what happened? What was going on before and after the holidays historically?
Okay, so we're looking at December of 2021, and that would be really what happened in November, right? Because if homes are closing in December, they probably went under contract in November.
Sure.
Okay, so you've got, for sold listings, you've got 451 homes sold in December of 2021.
Here's a question. Okay, so let's set this up for listeners. 451 homes sell in December of 2021. Guys, we're going to look at 3 years of data because it's been a weird time. The question is, what happened?
I want to go a little bit further back. I pulled up December of 2019.
Okay,
because
beautiful.
that was actually a pretty normal
what we
year.
call PC. It's not politically correct. Pre-COVID.
Interesting. Okay, so 2018 in December, 431 homes closed.
Okay.
In 2019, 446. So pretty close.
Almost identical. Okay, keep going.
Okay, so now we're looking at 2021, 451.
Okay.
Pretty average still. Now 2022 dropped to 253. Now that was the year that interest rates spiked.
Okay, now I want to pause this. I want to pause something.
That one's a fluke because we were in shock.
Here's the thing. This is important. He called it a fluke. I'm not going to push back. I'm actually going to change that thought. Rather than calling it a fluke, what I would call it is these are the fluctuations that happen in real estate markets because of all sorts of factors that are outside of our control.
Okay.
And here's why, Jesse. Because when people go, hey, how's the market? Well, realtors have been famously trained to say, it's great. Everyone should buy and sell all the time. Well, one of the things that we work with our, our team, our Larkin Group family is, we teach our agents, hey, when someone asks, how's the market? A good response is,
it depends.
Yeah.
What are we looking at? Are we looking at buying? Are we looking at selling? What are we looking at buying? What are we looking at selling?
Maybe where? Isn't this beautiful?
Yeah. It's like, how much does a car cost?
Correct.
Well, what kind of car?
Yeah. Gosh, my son drives a 2007 Nissan Sentra that I promise is not worth more than $2,500.
Yeah.
So bless his heart. So I would say something, understand that, there's a book that was written, How to Lie Using Statistics. People talk about this all the time. You have to understand the context of the data. So 19, 20, and 21, 2019, 2020, 2021, 21, about 450 homes sell every December.
Yep.
Suddenly in 2022, how many? 200 and what?
It was 207. Hold on.
Oh, that was 222, like the 222nd. Bless our armed forces. There you go. That's the 222nd Infantry Division out of Cedar City. Who knew that we would know this?
253.
253. I don't know why I thought it was
276.
Okay. Well, he's making numbers up as he goes.
2022 is 253. 2023 is 276.
Okay. So this is interesting. So 450 homes sell in every December until suddenly rates spike and it goes literally in half. And the following year, it's still just as low, 2023. Okay. So for the first thing we want to say is there's two ways to look at this, folks. If you're thinking about putting your home on the market right now, or do I keep it on the market? Or maybe you have a listing that's expiring or expired and you don't know whether you want to mess with it during the holidays. But let me give you a teaser. Our show is not to tell you to put your home on the market because I actually want to make an important disclaimer right now. You don't want to put your home on the market during the holidays or deal with real estate? Then just don't. Just wait. I had this exact conversation, Jesse, with someone this week. They said, well, I sat down, parents and, adult, kids and then elderly mother, right? So these are like middle-aged adults, elderly mother. They're all going to sell their home. It's 2 homes. They're all moving to the same place. They said, do you think we should put it on December or should we just wait? Well, we walked through it. And when the overall conclusion was, well, we don't really want to mess with it right now. And we want to do some repairs and some touch-ups. I said, sweet, just do it. However, we're answering the question, what does the data say? Okay, well, what happens in January, Jesse?
So in January...
To the real estate market, yeah. That's what people want to know.
Let me get over
It's
there.
like, is there an advantage to wait until January?
Okay, so January of 2022. Let's see, we're going to go for sold listings. That will be 2021, 348. 2022 was 350.
Ooh, did you go back any further for sold listings?
No,
Because you did for the...
I can.
Yeah. I think this is really
And
interesting.
in 2020, let's do 20.
Yeah. So,
Let's do
so let me say this, guys.
2019.
Here's a philosophical thing while he works on this, so you don't hear us like in real time sorting this out. He teased me by bringing in sold data from December from earlier years, but there you go. was like getting excited about this. Let's pretend that 200 sellers, and maybe you're one of them. You wait during December for January because you're convinced that maybe in January there will be more buyers on the market. Okay. Well, you would, the only way that would be true is if 200 buyers, an equal number or greater number of buyers. Wait 1 second. If I don't want to lose this, if an equal number of buyers were also waiting off the market during December, does that make sense? So 200 sellers wait, 200 buyers wait. But here's what I would tell you. And we're going to break down a top 10 list as we wrap up our show today. The top 10 arguments for selling during the holidays, as well as we're going to say, is it real or not, right? Or these real arguments. The problem is there won't likely be an equal number of buyers that waited because buyers who are in the market looking for homes are in the market looking for homes right now. This is the interesting nature about buying. Most people don't wait for like a holiday to pass. When they decide to buy, Jesse, tell me this is true. When a buyer decides they're ready, they start looking, right?
Oh, yeah.
They start looking on their phone within 5 seconds. Like, honey, we should buy a house. You're right. We've been putting this off forever. I can't stand that there's 2 kids in the room and they don't fit in the crib and the baby. And they instantaneously start looking. So my first caution for sellers is don't wait for buyers in January because the buyers aren't waiting for you. Jesse, how many homes sold in January of 19, 20, and 21? I'm curious.
January of 18, 359, 19, 334, 2021.
Mm-hmm. You're going to find something to be interesting, guys. There's some data that's going to boggle your mind.
January of 2021, 348.
Oh, isn't
2022,
this interesting?
350.
Interesting, yeah.
And then in 23 and 24, in January, you've got 222 and 23 and 287 in 2024.
So here's how you have to understand. This is exactly what I wanted to hear. This is where people also get a little tripped up. One argument is the buyers won't wait for you. Here's the flip side argument about selling during the holidays. We saw that from 2019 to 2023, more homes sold in December than January. A layperson will say, great, December was a better month. It actually wasn't. And here's the truth. If fewer homes sell in January than December, it means that more buyers were out looking in November than there were in December.
Yeah.
This is what's important. Now, I'm going to flip it back on its head. I'm just flipping this thing.
Okay.
So wait a minute. So December is a terrible time. However, traditionally, fewer homes go on the market.
Yeah, you'll have fewer competition because starting in January and ending right about the end of February, you'll have 1,500 homes that hit the market getting ready for the home show. Like, okay, let's get our home on the market before the home show.
Fully convinced that the home show is
literally 1,500 homes will hit the market between January 1 and mid-February. So the competition that you have is like 3 times, at least double.
Significant.
And so it's
it's
tough.
It's interesting. So guys, as we break this down,
for only 50 more homes that sell. Yeah. There's not that many more homes that sell in February than in December.
Here's what we want to tell you guys. 2 things. Number one, if you don't want to put your home on the market or go search for a home in December, then just don't. That's number one. Number 2, if you were to actually look at the data, it's going to boggle your mind. If you look at the real numbers, you actually have a better chance of finding a motivated buyer in December than you do in January. That's the date. The data says it.
Yeah. If you look at the whole picture, right?
The data says it.
The amount of competition, the amount of buyers. Yeah, that's actually true.
Let's talk about this. Top 10 reasons you would do it, and let's just and Blake, keep us posted on our timing because I missed my clock this morning. I did not keep track of our 25 minutes, but
no worries. We're at about 10 left.
Yeah, perfect. 10 minutes, guys. But just so you know, we're recording from the Blue Form Media Studios. A lot of our shows are recorded right in Larkin Group headquarters. All of our December shows are recorded at the Blueform headquarters. If you don't know who Blueform is, just look up at Blueform Media on the gram, on Instagram. Look them up. They are phenomenal. And one of the fun things that we are able to do with them is we can walk in and start recording a show in 60 seconds, right? That's how good they are at what they do. So thank you, Blake. 9 minutes. Here we go. Top 10 reasons to sell during the holidays. And again, I hope folks are hearing, we don't really care what you do, right? I mean, do what you want to do, especially if it just is inconvenient for you. Number one, serious buyers are out there. Yes or no, Jesse? True.
That's true.
Okay. Number two, less competition. True or false?
True.
Okay. Number three, and let me back up on that, serious buyers out there. Holiday buyers are often motivated by year-end things, right? Like, I've got to get in a home by blank.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a tax consequence I've got to deal with, correct?
Yep. Well, and one big one is like, let's get in before Christmas. And I wouldn't discount the importance of that versus the taxes. You get a mother with children and wants to get in by Christmas, she's pretty serious.
Correct. And let me tell you how we navigate it. Now, you might be listening, Jesse, on that point and say, but we don't want to move out by Christmas. No problem. I had an offer come in on a property on Saguaro in Washington, Saguaro as people would call it, gringos. And we got into a negotiation right Thanksgiving week, put it under contract. And the original requested closing date was actually before Christmas, December 20th. And we went back and we said, actually, we don't want to close until December 30th. And December 30th is the Monday after Thanksgiving, after Christmas. So what will happen is my sellers will spend the weekend after Christmas packing, and then Monday will close. And then on the 31st, Tuesday, it will fund and record, and the buyers will take over, and then they'll have that holiday time. Okay. So we will help you navigate the holidays. Okay. Less competition. We just actually proved this based on data.
Yep.
Number three, homes look their best. I mean, outside of the perfect dead of summer, probably true.
Yeah. You know, there's a essence that Christmas decorations will bring, or even Thanksgiving decorations.
Yeah, you bet, man. Number four, tax benefits. Well, that's echoed by number one. I mean, some buyers have tax deadlines, don't they?
Yeah.
And some buyers will actually look to kick their home closing into the next year.
Mm-hmm. It depends on what they're trying to avoid or what they're trying to capture.
Well, and here's what I think is important. If you know that there is technically less competition, there is, and we didn't even get to the bottom of all the data because of time. How many more homes by percentage do you think typically list in January because people waited around till after the holidays?
Probably 30%.
Yeah. There will be a 30% increase in your competition if you're a seller in January. Period.
That's true.
Factual.
Yeah, that's actually true. Every year.
Regardless of whether it was an election year or a COVID year or anything else.
Every year.
Right. So we're not talking about necessarily closing in December, even though some of these top 10 are. We're talking about having your home on the market in December. Number 5, online shopping peaks. Even during the holidays, buyers are looking for homes online. And here's why, because people have downtime, right? What about relocation buyers? Number 6, Jesse. Are they active during the month of December?
They are, because actually a lot of companies will start, their relocation for the first part of January. These buyers are looking in November and December.
Yeah.
Knowing they're going to move. That
mid-year, I mean, people call it end of year, but I want you to actually look at it differently, our listeners. Look at it as mid-year. There's 2 mid-years. One is basically December 31st, and one is is summertime. It's like you have 2 mid-years, right? When people try to do things. In the summer, it's a long mid-year because it's when kids, like families, will move during the holiday out of school, right?
Yeah.
Number 7, you can still celebrate. Again, we've got 15 to 18 clients that will buy or sell in the month of December.
Yeah.
They're going to celebrate. They're not going to say, "Oh, well, sorry guys, we canceled Christmas." Number 8, what do you think, Jesse? Stronger sense of urgency. This is not my list, by the way. This is
I would say that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buyers tend to have a stronger sense of urgency during this time of year. I actually believe it because of that looming. We set this clock in society around
The new year.
the new year.
Yeah.
You know, like everything's going to happen in the new year. I'm going to start my diet, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to start this, or end this, or wrap this up. I often find myself at my office trying to clean my office over December 26th to the 1st,
Okay.
because something in my mind says that the new year will be better if my office has all the piles cleaned up, right? I mean, who knows? Number 9, favorable interest rates. Guys, interest rates I said may, asterisk, italics, be lower toward the end of the year. The question is, will they be? And we don't know.
That one we don't know. That one's unpredictable by us.
And guys, the last one, 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes. This is perfect. Market trends are shifting, Jesse. I think as we wrap this show up, the entire month of December, guys, we are dedicating to our home selling clients. And we're going to deliver a lot of value to you. And one of the things that you're going to hear as a recurring theme is that the market is in a shift. Our next episode, just as a teaser, Jesse, because this is number 10 in our list, right? Market trends are shifting.
Yep.
Our next episode, the real story behind why loads of homes ain't selling and how to move yours now. Our third week of December, what no one tells you about downsizing. This is focused on our downsizing and empty nester clients. We have a lot of those,
Yeah.
a lot of our listeners. And the last week of the year, I think we'll release this December 26th-ish, the Home Sellers Year-End Playbook. And it is all about like, hey, you've got a week or 2 or 5, depending on if you've been waiting for the holiday to be done, to prepare your home. Get at it, right? Like, here's what you need to be thinking about. Well, the consistent theme, Jesse, for all these shows is the market has taken a real shift. Did you see what I did there? The market took a shift. Anyway, the market has shifted.
Yeah. For the first time I'm going to say the first time in 6 years, we have almost 2,000 properties on the market in Washington County.
And if we ran a dial, which we're going to talk about on another show, I want to look at our dial, the gauge, the gas gauge. The needle has tipped into what we would call a say it, Jesse.
A buyer's market.
Yeah, that's like a Halloween themed show. Sellers freak out when they hear the term buyer's market. I'm going to ask you a question as we wrap up today. Should folks just wait for the market to recover next year so they can get an extra 5 to 10 or 20% for their home?
I don't think so.
I winked at him when I asked the question.
You don't know that they're going to.
How long
in a buyer's market, we will not have.
How long have we
rising.
actually been? Look, the market's come back some in the last 18 to 24 months, but how long have we been in an air quote seller's market?
10 years.
Correct.
Since 2012, 12 years.
Guys, 10 years, right, Jess?
Yeah,
Like
a full 10 years of seller behavior by seller's market.
guys,
2012 to 2022.
yeah, in the Bible, there's the famous story of that Joseph gets sold into Egypt, and he's helping Pharaoh understand his dreams. And first of all, he's like, "Man, Pharaoh, you got some weird dreams." But second of all, he forecast 7 years of plenty and 7 years of famine. And Pharaoh was like, "How are we going to, plan for this?" We're not saying 7 years of famine, but we're telling you that real estate markets fluctuate, and they have buyers and sellers markets.
Yeah,
When you have 12 years of a seller's market, I think that my strong opinion, sellers need to realize this is as good as it may get for the next 3 to 5 years for you. And Jesse, a whole bunch of sellers are already finding out that they had a whoops moment with the price they put on their home in the last 60 days.
Yeah.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
A teaser from our next show. You guys like a little teaser? 602 listings did not sell, expired or canceled. Sellers gave up. 602 families bailed on the market in the last 90 days.
Wow. That's a lot.
That sounds like a terrible market. Well, here's the flip side. 1,156 actually did sell their home and move. So it tells us two things. You have a bunch of people who are in denial about what the reality of the market is.
Yeah.
And you also, at the same time, have a market it's pretty freaking robust right now, man.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
There's
Right?
still buyers.
Guys, visit us at gostgeorge.com or Google the Larkin Group. Happy to have this conversation with you about your home this month or next month anytime. Gostgeorge.com or Google the Larkin Group. Over and out.